about what's the living in Japan. So the average basic salary would be 2,500, about the same to each other. So it'd be about 2,500 would be the average salary. That's a basic salary. Salaries can go higher or lower. For example, it's about $12 to work at McDonald's here. It might be a little bit higher in Canada. We'll start with some basic stuff where we live. So I have a spouse visa and I'm married to my wife Lydia. And spouse visa is basically she's my sponsor. I keep my citizenship. If people want to change citizenships, it's okay, but it's a little bit hard to do here. You have to renounce your country, and there's some formal things you have to do. Sometimes you have to write a letter from the spouse that you're marrying or married to, and then try to prove why you want to be here. So it's kind of like an essay. We were required to do one to marry here. So how we met each other, we provided photos, our love story. It was very interesting, but it's pretty natural here. We're in a sushi place right now, so if you're married or single, I would come here and stay in a share house if you're going to be here for an extended period of time. Share house is great because you can kind of share everything, how to live here, how to get jobs, how to meet other people. Sometimes you lose a little bit of your privacy, but again, you can just stay in your room. A lot of the share houses, ours are all different. It's sort of like a dormitory, a college dormitory in some ways, and then other ways it's fine. Some people get private apartments. If you don't have experience living with people, it's a good experience to do this when you first get here. Going on to other things such as my monthly expenses. If we break that down, usually I give my wife around 200,000 yen, which is about $2,000. That includes hydro, that includes gas, that includes water. Our internet with our phones is provided with one provider. So for our cell phones, we have a plan. That'd be like Telus or Bell. Hello, Luciano. If you wanted to use a different cell phone carrier, that's fine too. We just have one at home that gives us our internet and also provided our phones. So our monthly fee with everything will be about $2,000, including rent. So the rent where we live is not central Tokyo. It's sort of halfway or close to Scarborough if you're living in Toronto. So it's kind of interesting if you wanted to live here. If you're young, you might want to live downtown or close to it and share houses. Share houses are the easiest for people to live. It keeps your costs down. So yeah, it'd be something to think about if you're coming to Tokyo. So again, your average cost or average salary, it comes once a month. So in Canada, it's often common. Some people get paid weekly or bi-weekly. So in Japan, it's the month after. So if I work for July, I get paid in August, around the 14th, 15th. It's a month later in 2 weeks. In Canada, it's a whole different thing. Here, some people question it a little bit. If I work this month, I want to get paid, but they hold the salary for 2 weeks after your month is finished, and it's paid by the month. A lot of things, if you're under 30, you can get these work sponsor programs. So under 30 is a good thing. Some people come in the JET program. JET program is where you go off to the countryside to teach English. You usually have to have a license. I came here and just started working. The system here for work is the company sponsors you, and then you can use the sponsorship to go to other places like the bank, get your registration and all that. All that happens when you get promise of employment. Doctor's visits usually don't have to pay for a consultation fee. Only if you're on the national health plan, which everyone is, that's paid to and with your employer. Sometimes they have partnerships where where the company pays 50%, but you pay the taxes of the national health insurance. It'd be like Ontario, it'd be like OHIP. School is free in Ontario and Japan. You have to pay if you have kids. So doctor's visits for free if you do not have, that's not in the scope of general medicine, for example, cosmetic surgery or unelective surgeries. Those are going to cost you, and there might be a way to reduce the cost. But cosmetic surgery, that's probably out of your pocket. Medicine is also not going to be so expensive here. We have a reduced medicine here for you to get medicine. So if you have a cold, you go to the pharmacy, and everything's a little bit reduced or a little bit covered a little bit by the government, where it's really reduced. So you would pay a fraction of the cost. I don't think it would be equivalent of what they got in the UK, but I could see in Ontario, for things such as like cancer, drugs, and diabetes, I don't know exactly how much you'd pay, but you'd pay something, but there is a reduction by the government. I haven't been to a doctor here and haven't been to one in Canada. The only time I go to a doctor is the mandatory once a year health check. That's where they do a top-down check, and that's given to your employer plus some advice. And because I'm not a body that's a Japanese, my body mass index is a little bit stronger, so I might look a medium build. For dentists, you can have a dentist plan here, but they also have a kind of reduced fee. So I can get a reduced fee for just going off to a dentist if I need some dental work, which I did a little while ago. And the fee initially, that's for the first visit, and then any subsequent visits, depending on what you need. Braces, that's a whole different on both sides, and it was really reasonable. So I was really, really happy with that. What else? Going out and staying in. You can pay, how much do you say for going out? How much? Going out, how much it would cost? To eat. So I think it would be between, if you go at lunchtime, $10 to $15, and nighttime about the same. Yeah, about $15. We don't have tax here, and we don't have tip. Yes, and if you drink alcohol, that's going to be jump in the price. Prices are a little bit more expensive. We do have happy hours here. So everyone tries to do things like drink street beer and stuff. This is a typical sushi. These sushis will be, how much are these? $1.50, $1.50 Canadian. Yeah, so it's a little bit cheaper for eating out. Lunchtime is a little bit cheaper. It's almost jumping closer to $15 on average now. But there are some places that are under $10 for lunch. Breakfast is very cheap here. You'll get a breakfast sandwich averagely and a drink. So hope those answers are helpful. Thank you so much. And thank you for people tuning in. This is information about Canadians coming into Japan and the cost. Thank you so much.